Did Tacoma's mayor try to incite a riot after the three officers were acquitted of murder? Let's talk about it. I'm Mickey Bew, and this is the Mickey Bew Report. After the people of Tacoma acquitted the three officers of murder of Manny Ellis, Tacoma's woke mayor gave one of the most disgusting pressers I've ever seen. And if you don't think she's the most selfish mayor of all time, well, she's got to be on your list.
His death creates a hole that cannot and will not be filled. And the waves of grief have impacted our entire community. But we know the Ellis family hurts the most.
I love how she starts out by saying how much Manny Ellis will be missed. I'm not saying that you have to desecrate Manny Ellis in this point, but why not have the back of your police officers in this situation? If you're a policeman in Tacoma, you know that mayor does not have your back.
In an effort to be clear and concise, I've worked very hard to gather my thoughts, and I've made notes to be sure that I cover each point I want to share today. Following my remarks, our city manager will address the administrative process and next steps. We have all waited for the conclusion of this trial and a decision on this case. The weight of this moment is one that's been carried for a very long time, nearly 4 years.
She talks about the weight of this moment. Yeah, the moment when the police were acquitted. So I hope that those three officers sued the shit out of the city of Tacoma.
I want to acknowledge the challenges and complexities associated with a case of this nature and thank the court and the jury for this difficult work. We learned together today that all three officers have been found not guilty. This verdict undoubtedly elicits a wide range of emotions from each and every one of us, including myself. Specifically, I want to acknowledge the anger, the distrust, the doubt, the fear, the hurt, and the exhaustion that we as Black people have experienced as a result of the history of policing in this country. As your city government, we hold the power to impact lives, and our police officers are entrusted with a specific kind of power and a responsibility to uphold and enforce the law.
What about the responsibility of the community not to commit crimes? The way she is just bashing on the Tacoma Police Department, I truly feel for the chief of police standing behind her. And the fact that he does not speak at this press conference, I think says a lot. And I think it says that he does not stand with her.
The verdict today does not lessen our commitment to ensure that the city's power is used to protect and serve, and that the essential services provided by all city employees are delivered equitably and fairly. Under the leadership of our police chief, Avery Moore, the police department will continue its work to repair and transform. Their ongoing efforts to be more open, authentically connect with community, and support the safety of everyone in Tacoma will continue. I want to express how grateful I am for the dedicated officers at the Tacoma Police Department who show up every single day in the spirit of excellence and service to this community. Today, 3 officers' trials concluded, but the entire Tacoma Police Department was not on trial. In this moment, some of us will need to process our emotions. I know I certainly will. But it will be critical for us to come together, to foster dialogue, and to grow greater understanding between our community and city government systems. Right now, I know that many of you feel the need to be heard. I want to be clear that this is not only your right, but it's also your duty to use your voice. In these difficult moments, I am heartened by Tacoma's long-standing practice of showing up actively and peacefully. And I call on all who want to speak out to do so in a way that reflects Tacoma's values. It is our responsibility as a city to protect that right. And even and especially now, in this moment, on this day, when the message is harsh and critical of government, your council and I will continue to protect that right.
I can't believe that she tries to incite protest. I mean, considering what protests have been like in Seattle, in all these liberal cities, it's not going to be peaceful. I mean, luckily, they didn't burn down Tacoma. But if you've seen any of the protests over the last 4 years, there's nothing peaceful about them.
While the jury rendered its verdict today, the city's internal processes continue. In a moment, you will hear from our city manager on the administrative investigations underway. Over 3 years ago, I called for the firing of each officer involved. And at that moment, my heart was breaking.
And at that moment, every single Tacoma police officer knew that their mayor does not have their back.
Following that statement, I further clarified the importance of process before decisions were made. While there is no outcome that would be perceived by all as just, I believe that these administrative investigations will continue to be carried out impartially.
She talks about the importance of the process. Well, the process concluded. And you know what? The people do not stand with you. You are alone in this. Because you fired those officers. And the people acquitted all 3 officers. But that doesn't matter because it's all about you, isn't it?
As your mayor, I share the depth of emotion that many of you are experiencing right now. As we individually and collectively grapple with our response to today's verdict, I know this is not the moment to share our past actions or to list our future plans to fix our systems. And let me be very clear, this is bigger than just the systems the city controls alone. But what I want you to know is that I personally commit, along with every member of your city council, and with our city manager and our police chief, to a just, transparent, and safer Tacoma for all of our residents. And I stand with you, beside you, in front of you, and behind you as you advocate for the changes that need to be made. These are not just words. This commitment is real, and it has been and will continue to be backed by action. We still have so much to navigate. But what I know, what I believe, what will get me through this moment is that I know that if we work together, we can be the city where everyone feels safe, respected, and cared for. We will use this moment, this very difficult moment in Tacoma's history, to guide and inform our change. And we will not forget the life of Manuel Ellis.
Okay, so you heard all that garbage. I mean, what a despicable human being. Anyways, well, it's your turn. I'd like to hear what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and help to keep conservative and family values alive.